right, so a lot of people, they set up their OpenClaw and they expect it to be proactive right off the bat. But this isn't really how OpenClaw works. There's actually a few different things you have to understand to make it proactive for you and actually work for you 24/7. So today I'm going to break those three things down. And if you follow the steps in this video, I'm fully confident that your OpenClaw will be working for you 24/7 and be a true AI employee. So let's get into it. First of all, you have the heartbeat, and that is a document that tells it what to check every 30 minutes. It's on 30 minutes by default, but you can change this. You just ask your OpenClaw to change the interval. And in this document is a list of things it should check. Once it checks its heartbeat document, it's going to intelligently decide what needs your attention. And when it figures that there's something inside there that you should be checking on, it will send you a message proactively. Then you have cron jobs, and these are just set tasks that it does at the exact same time every day. And you can set these up very easily as well, which we will get into. Third, you have automations. So these are a little bit more advanced. These are hard-coded automations like you would do in N8N, but you basically just vibe code them with OpenClaw so that they're running 24/7. So here's another example of a cron job. So I told it to back itself up to GitHub every 2 hours, and I specifically said make a cron job for this. So whenever you're making a cron job, you want to say make a cron job for X, and every time you use that cron job, use the X skill. So I asked it, have you been backing yourself up to GitHub every 2 hours still? It says, yep, still running every 2 hours on the cron tab. So that way, if something ever happens to my OpenClaw, it's backed up on GitHub. I can easily get that back and deploy it on a new VPN, and I won't lose anything. So here we have an example of a cron job. Every morning it gives me a report on my websites and how the visitors are behaving. And the reason it can do this is because I connected it to the Google Search Console API, the Google Analytics API, and also my YouTube Analytics API. Every morning at 9 a.m. it's going to send me an analytics report with super up-to-date information. So here's another cool tip. If you type /cron, you will get a list of all your cron jobs that are currently running. One more thing to know about Heartbeat and cron jobs is it essentially starts a new session proactively, where it reads all of your system files, gets all of your personalized context, and decides what to do with it. If it's a cron job, it's a set task. If it's heartbeat, it's a judgment call. So to check what's currently in your agent's heartbeat, you can just tell it, send me the heartbeat file. So let's do that now. See, it sent me my heartbeat, so let's download it and take a look. So every heartbeat is checking my call booking links. It's making sure I'm held accountable to make videos. So it literally sends me like, have you posted a video today? I actually had to tell it to chill out because it was messaging me too much. And then it's also providing me YouTube ideas based on the scraper that we built together. It's checking my calendar, checking my emails. So you basically just want to talk to your agent about what it should be proactively checking. Read only APIs to start for these tools and tell it what to do with it and put that all in the heartbeat. And for cron jobs, you just want to say, make a cron job for a morning briefing or an email scan or checking analytics, anything like that, or even writing an SEO blog article. That's a really good one. So you would give it access to your website wherever it's hosted on. I would recommend Vercel and GitHub, but if you give it access to deploy pages to your website, you can set a cron job to write an SEO blog article once per day or a few times per day. I'm not an SEO expert. I don't know if spamming articles is a good idea, but that's one example of a cron job I have going. So I just prompted it, what are some amazing cron jobs that we could set up that would directly lead to more revenue? I already like the look of this. So YouTube comment lead sniper. Stale lead re-engagement. So check my CRM that it actually built itself in my Notion. So check through my whole CRM and see who I should be messaging. There's endless ideas you can do with this. But the most important thing you gotta know is you want to specifically tell it to set up a cron job for X or put in your heartbeat that you should be checking and messaging me about Y. And for all of these, you want to make sure you're connecting it to the tools that it needs to actually go ahead and post the things it needs to post or send the things it needs to send and read all the information it needs to be able to do these things intelligently. And then we have automations. So these are something it takes a little bit longer to do, but it can have really powerful results. So one automation I have for mine is when somebody books a call, it sends me a message on Telegram, then it automatically begins doing deep research on that person. Then it automatically writes an AI draft of an email and drops it right in my Gmail inbox for me to send to them. Pretty soon I'm going to let it send it all on its own once I've confirmed a few times that it's up to my standard. And then it also drops that research document directly into my Notion CRM. He's not actually typing that. It's just an automated message that's filled with variables. This is just like any other N8N or Make.com or Zapier automation, but it's fully done in code. And you can see how this makes more sense for an automation because there's so many different steps that it has to follow. So if it's hard coded, it's not going to mess up. And one more thing to note about a hard coded automation is that it's not actually taking tokens to check all these things until it processes the information with AI. Whereas cron jobs and Heartbeat, It's basically fully done by AI. It's reading all of your context in your system files. It's reading the heartbeat document and the cron job document to be able to decide what to do with the information. So why these are a little bit more difficult to do is because you actually have to have a little bit of knowledge about vibe coding to be able to do this. And I'll just briefly explain how you can best vibe code something like this with your OpenClaw. So basically you want to give it a plan of exactly how you want this pipeline to work, tell it to plan it all out as a project, and then tell it to make a build log for that project. Because if you don't do that, it starts coding it all out. It gets super long and it's too long for it to process everything it's done. But if you have it recording each thing it's done in a build log, even when it loses context, it can refer to that build log and pick up where it left off. And that's a very basic concept for vibe coding to actually make super solid vibe coded products, automations, things like that. So a few amazing use cases you can do with each of these. My personal favorite right now is cron job for giving me an analytics report every morning. Because I connected it to all my analytics APIs, it can tell me the up-to-date data every morning and give me insights into what I should be doing. Another one that everybody's done is a morning briefing. So it looks at all your context and gives you a morning briefing on what you should be doing. Now, all of these are a lot more powerful if you give it APIs to the tools that you need and MCP servers. And for all three, heartbeat, cron jobs, automations, the best way you can think of ideas to come up with them is to just ask OpenClaw yourself. It knows your business very well. So you should just ask it, what are the most amazing use cases we can have for a cron job, the heartbeat, or an automation? There's endless ideas you can do with this. So one action I'd recommend you do right now is go to your OpenClaw, type /cron, and see all the cron jobs you have running. Also audit your heartbeat document, see what you got in there, ask it what its best ideas are for you to add to your heartbeat. And lastly, ask it some automations that would be useful for you as well. But make sure when you're making those, you're planning it first with your OpenClaw. Make sure it saves that plan to a document, and then you also make sure it has a build log document for that vibe coded automation so that it can actually build it and it function properly. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'm very grateful for all of the support people were showing me on the last video, and subscribe to this one because I'm going to be dropping a lot more useful videos. Next one will probably be about token optimization and how you can save all your usage and continue using the strongest models for a lot cheaper. Now, if you want more information about this sort of stuff and a bunch of other good information, you can come to openclawconsultant.com, click book at the top, and there's a ton of good information here. And I would be extremely grateful if you checked out my school group. There's a ton of good information in the classroom about security hardening, making your OpenClaw smarter, best use cases, how to make amazing websites with OpenClaw. My exact YouTube skills and pipeline that I use for my videos is here as well. So if that interests you, I highly recommend checking out the school group. See you in the next one.